Revelation, revolution. What is it? What does revelation mean? The revealing of something previously unknown. What does revolution mean? Overthrow of a social order in favor of a new system. Revelation, revolution. About revealing truth, living by truth. That new system is truth. That's what the revelation, revolution is all about. You know, it seems when we look across America, humanity's being guided by a broken moral compass. Our morals are as a weather vane, blowing in the wind, depending on what we need, what we want at the time. The majority of American minds are constantly shifting by what others think, by what others feel, by what others say. We're neglecting the truth in order not to offend anybody else. There are a lot of issues that we're going to talk about. First, everybody seems to be doing what's politically correct, not what's biblically correct. It seems as if Americans are making a large number of decisions based on what others think, being afraid to speak real truth in order not to offend any individual. And it's true, we do need to get along one with another, but we don't have to sacrifice truth to do it. For years now, Americans have been betraying the foundation that our freedom was built upon. We have the right to life, liberty, justice, pursuit of happiness. Yet we've begun to forfeit much of it because of what's politically correct. It's time to take a hold of our future and stand up in truth. I know that America does in fact need a good foreign policy. There's no doubt about that. But my immediate focus is within the doors of the United States of America. First of all, what kind of influence are we going to have on any other nation when ours is continually slipping into such violence, drugs, I guess in a large sense, neglect? If America wants to have an influence on another nation, we've got to make better decisions ourselves. Our country has to start doing it. What's right? We need to fix this broken moral compass. It's been blowing this way and that. Right now it seems like our country's living on memories of the past, forgetting what's going on now. You know, if we want to be a nation known for true leadership, we have to be a nation of true leaders. This is what brings me to the point, Americans. Truth doesn't rest within the hands of any politician, with any group, but with each single individual in America. It's time for us to take responsibility for our own actions. It doesn't matter how much money we may have, how much money we may lack. It doesn't matter what race we are. The only thing that matters is that we accept the truth and we live by that truth. This is what makes a difference. Now, the course of the United States, it's gradually declining. It's gaining speed every minute. Anyone can take a look around and see the negative impact that American life is given to, what America has fallen to. We can feel through our everyday life the changes that have happened as we forgot that our freedom's foundation was built upon God, on God's word. Not what we think, not what we feel, not what's politically correct. Everything we have is a blessing from God. And we as individuals and as a joint society must stand together in truth. It's no longer about what's politically correct or any individual opinion, feelings. It's about truth. God's given this truth to us a long time. We just neglect it generation after generation. You know, it's written, in all our ways acknowledge him and he shall direct our path. Well, we'll quit acknowledging. Look at the path we're going down. Again, we've been putting aside the foundation of our country. Now it's being broken down piece by piece, person by person. It's not something that happens suddenly. It's been a gradual change, decade after decade, as each generation has been led by their personal feelings, their personal thoughts, who they think they may be. We don't know the slightest bit about who we are. We become just like everybody else. We've lost touch with our individuality. So who are we? Instead of standing up in truth, we've accepted this new way of life. It's time we open our eyes and dig ourselves out of this pit. We put ourselves here. We're getting deeper and deeper. It's time to stand up in truth and for truth. The country's being broke down by us remaining ignorant, helpless. Many of us just continue on with our everyday life, waiting for somebody else to fix this problem. That ain't gonna happen. We gotta stop the foolishness. It's up to us to fix what's broken. It's us that is broken. It's up to us to make that change. We gotta clear our minds of all the trash we've let sink in day after day. We gotta wipe the slate clean, start over. It's time we free our minds, truly. Begin the revolution of the day, the revelation revolution. The revolution that opens our minds up to life, freedom, and justice. In order to change the course of our lives, our children's lives, the life of our nation, we must change from within. We must start with our own lives, our family, our society, our state, and our nation. We can't remain idle any longer while our homeland disintegrates into a wasteland of drug, disease, violence against one another. America, we need to seek the truth and live accordingly. It's time for the revelation revolution. Free yourselves from the ignorance, the idleness. It's leading us into sure tragedy beyond what we know now. Ignorance is a choice. I beg you now, America, flee from it. It's time to do what's righteous, not just what's right or politically correct. It's time to stand up in truth. It's time to let the revelation of God come into your hearts and your minds. It's time to stand up in God's name. It's time, America, for the revelation revolution. You know, it's written that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of all wisdom. So I beg you to seek the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, and fear the Lord God. He's the one who blessed us to begin with. We've turned our backs on him, and we're paying the consequences. America, it's time that we look around, see the consequences for turning our backs on God. It's time now to return to the foundation of our freedom. We become selfish, vain, absorbed within our own ignorance, our own pride. It's time to change our country by changing ourselves. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He shall lift you up. Open our eyes. Stand up, America. It's time. It's time for the revolution.